excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to just another horror podcast.
I'm Ben, calling every Russian epic coming.
I'm John. I work at Burger King and I got some problems with his bullshit.
I'm Cobra. It's funny that you both like really shitty movies.
Can I ask you something?
Certainly.
Who in that fuck what you think?
Okay, so
It wouldn't be a milestone if I didn't, would it?
okay,
Sure.
wait, we have to do the intro, don't we?
Hi, and welcome to just another horror podcast. I'm Cobra.
I'm Ben.
And I'm John, and I feel like I don't have a job to do if I'm not doing the intro.
I'm sorry, I stole it. But this is my favorite in the series.
Is it just because of Dawkins?
Are you gonna say what it is?
No.
They know by now. I named it Elm Street Part 3.
Yeah, read the title.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, you have to be a big Dawkins fan.
Yep, Dawkins, and you know what else?
Hmm.
It's the first boobs I've ever saw on TV.
Wow, you remember your first.
Because Joey got a little tongue-tied. Yeah, nurse from this movie.
You know what I think mine was? What was that Toby Hooper vampire alien movies that he did?
I have no idea.
Am I right? Toby Hooper did that?
Life Force?
Life Force. Is that Toby Hooper?
Oh, man, 85, I nailed that.
That might have been the first boobs I saw.
Nice.
I don't want to
Yours
see
is
mine
Doc
again.
Hollywood.
It's Doc Hollywood.
I don't even know what that is. What is Doc
Michael J.
Hollywood?
Fox movie.
Yeah,
There's
he's,
boobs in
he's
it.
on the beach and
Yeah,
some
some
girl's
girl jumps
coming
out of like
the-
a lake and like
Yeah.
she's topless. She's walking
She's
up.
like,
Speaking of Michael J.
doctor,
Fox.
there's nothing here you haven't seen before. I remember that was the only time in my life I've seen it, and I will never forget it. That line.
John was like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Speaking of Michael J. Fox, he was to audition for the part of Jesse in the last movie, but he had Back to the Future and Teen Wolf.
Is that an IMDb
Yep.
trivia, which probably is
Brad Pitt and Christian Slater
30%
were
true,
also-
maybe?
Maybe I can buy it.
The guy who played Jesse never acted again because he kept being stereotyped for gay roles. No joke.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about it
He's a
either.
good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job for a 5.5.
Well, speaking of not doing a good job, though, Nancy's back in this
Oh,
one.
with some hair.
And she is...
What's that hair is white in the first scene, but then
Yeah.
it's like blonde. Like, did she dye it?
I don't know, when she is not on the clock per se at work, like her hair kind of looks somewhat normal.
She
When
look-
goes
you know
to
who
work,
it
her
reminded me
hair
of?
is
She had rodeo queen hair. That first scene where she comes in.
rodeo queen hair.
There is an instant change in tone and quality in this movie.
From
Whoa.
From the second the
What are
things
you saying
start
about
rolling.
quality?
In a good way.
in a good way.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much
Hey,
better.
good point.
Okay.
There's no red car to save it.
No.
Is that a Coca-Cola?
That's Coca-Cola.
All right. Well, we opened this movie with Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Trish Arquette.
Disgusting,
yeah.
by the way.
What was she?
Diet Coke.
What was she eating?
Coffee. Coffee
she was-
grounds.
Oh, she was eating coffee grounds.
Maxwell House Coffee Grounds.
Yeah, what the hell? That would
And
look like
Diet Coke.
gunpowder.
You know, I've ate coffee grounds before. They're not good.
I've eaten chocolate
Oh,
covered
they'll
coffee
keep you
beans.
awake.
They're great.
Give
Yeah.
me the. Ooh.
You ever have those?
It's a
What is it?
What?
Chocolate covered coffee beans.
Yeah, they're really good.
Oh, they're so good.
Sometimes Bruce has them at Cairo's or
Oh,
espresso beans covered in
Good
chocolate.
is that guy's coffee.
I go every day and get it. A shot of espresso and whatever coffee's there.
You get
Kenyan, Guatemalan,
The-
Colombian.
Brazil's
He's got
the
the best fucking coffee.
You should try an Americano. It's
I'll put you in
it's
a
two
Plato.
shots of espresso and hot water. It's great.
That's it?
Yep.
I need something cream in mine.
I'm
Or
telling you, it's good. Jesse wanted cream.
what kind of cream?
Never mind, I went there. Sorry.
His butt cream.
I don't know. I don't even think a gay guy would want semen in his coffee.
Probably
man.
not, no.
He's like, dude, I drink coffee like everybody else. What the hell?
With a side of semen.
All right, let's get a 3.
Dream words.
There's an Edgar Allan Poe quote to start this movie.
Which I
this
missed,
is
and
the-
Robin yelled at me for
This
it.
is the first of...
Your wife got it. She missed a quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's like, did you see that Edgar Allan Poe quote? I said, no, I was looking at my DraftKings team right before the movie started.
Did she yell at you?
She's like, did you see that? I'm like, no. I'm sorry.
This is the first of a few times when we start having this because 3 ended up being such a hit among fans that they were trying to emulate every bit of it, trying to figure out exactly what it was because they're stupid and don't know that it was just good quality movie making.
Who directed this one?
Chuck Russell.
Chuck Russell. What else has he directed? Anything?
No idea.
I didn't look.
The Blob. The remake of The
88's
Blob.
Blob.
Yep.
Good for
Darabont
Chuck
did that,
Russell.
or he wrote that. Darabont.
I bet they both did because Darabont
Darabont
wrote
worked
this
on
too.
it.
Yeah,
Blob.
Darabont did work on this.
He worked on this
And
with Wes
Craven.
Craven. Yeah.
They were
There were 4 writers
producing.
for this.
This from the I like to judge a movie by the first few lines, and I know I've said this to girls before. Where do you keep the bourbon?
Nice.
How good to open us up here.
This mom's a shitty shit mom.
Yeah.
She's a
Are they-
shitty shit mom, but we
is
do
this-
get
Into the fire!
Is this
Docking right away.
Is this Elm Street Heights? Because this is a pretty ritzy house.
who's
a lot
house?
of the
Is
parents
this-
in this series are ritzy.
Yeah, but like Nancy's house was kind of normal middle class.
Was it? It looked kind of big from the
They-
outside.
they didn't
The
have
inside wasn't as big. It was the TARDIS
The
of house.
opposite of TARDIS of houses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't have a housekeeper.
No.
Kristen's mom.
Mexicans were expensive back in the 80s.
Of course.
Cut
Do you have to
that
cut that? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
This
Patricia
is
Arquette is doing a
paper mache
paper
house.
mache house, Nancy's house.
How
Yeah.
old's Kristen supposed to be in this movie?
17, 18, something like that.
She's putting together a paper mache house.
15.
Maybe 15.
Did she ride the short bus?
Probably.
It looks really
Was
good.
there any school bus in this one? No.
Or was she just doing it as a way to
I think keep awake.
and to
She sees it in her mind.
like
Visualize it? Why would she
well
wanna
like
go
you're
there, though?
like if you're going through something and you want to a way to cope with it is maybe
Oh,
like
coping
paint
mechanism.
a
Okay.
picture. Like is she coping with this by
Could be.
she's dreaming about this house so she's gonna make it.
I guess what happened to Jesse's family got this house boarded up. Right? That's why they
Just rip
boarded
one.
I did.
You fucking pig! I heard that.
You weren't even gonna say anything.
Nope.
You're-
Just
Just
keep
catch
going.
me farts.
So is this
Oh.
like the Myers house? We're just gonna board it up,
I guess so.
try and unload it on somebody 5 years later.
What I'm getting at here is we're done with Jesse. His story's over. We're not going to acknowledge it.
No.
They took a completely different
Again,
route.
it's like Friday Part 5. We just don't.
Let's just not talk about it.
There is no
Yeah,
Roy.
Because Freddy wasn't even the killer in it. It was Jesse.
Could be.
Ooh,
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, maybe after part 2, they're like, oh, by the way, you're wanted for murder. And that was it.
He went to jail and got hung like Rod did in part 1.
So this is a very good dream. To open
That's
this
Jesse's.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
Jesse's dream to go to prison, isn't it?
up. Jesus.
Oh, you know, for the whole last episode, I was probably the most quiet about it, and now I say one thing, and you're like, geez.
Oh, yeah, at least yours wasn't like put semen in your coffee.
Yeah, I wasn't disgusting.
So I love the skulls in the furnace in this dream.
Mhm.
Very nice.
This
visual.
opening shit is awesome.
Yeah.
This opening dream. They use the shadows really well. The
The
when she
jump
get-
rope here is creepy too.
Yep. And when she gets stuck when she's running, it's a little bit more effective than Marshmallow
Yeah.
Marshmallow Stairs.
Also, you have a little girl on a tricycle. This is where he
Yeah.
takes us.
What's
it's like,
that?
holy shit, that's creepy.
And then she's like, Freddy's here. Oh man. So the first half of this movie, Freddy is still creepy,
He doesn't say much
menacing.
either.
He doesn't say a
Very
lot.
quiet. We get Bill Maher working as a
Well,
psychiatrist.
Kristen actually, after her dream,
wakes
she
up.
goes
Oh, yeah, she wakes
into
up.
the sink, and it's still fucking Freddy grabs her with like claw hands,
from
and
the
then
St.
he
Candles.
Cuts her
appears in the
wrist.
mirror. Yeah,
And he's
cuts
making
her
these
wrist.
things look like suicides.
Does the dream within a dream make sense?
Yeah.
Again, it's never
I
happened to me,
think so.
I think you explained it in Rest Stop or
One of them.
one of those episodes.
Go back and figure it out, everybody.
Figure it out.
So he's making these look like suicides.
Mhm.
Is this kind of what you said about part 2, where he just part 1 didn't work?
Let's try.
I'm gonna try to possess somebody. Okay, that didn't work. It's not gonna
now
just
he's
kill
just
kids and
interested
not.
in killing kids and not being blamed for it.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what's happening.
Is he
What's
trying
happening?
to come into the real world this time?
What's happening? Nancy explains it later. These are the last kids on Elm Street of the parents.
No, I'm not buying that.
But that's what she says.
Okay.
I know it's
If
what
she-
she says, but
That's what she says, but it makes me wonder because Kincaid says, or no, not Kincaid, Philip says in the group later that, isn't it weird that we all just met, or we've never met, and we all were dreaming about the same guy?
Yeah.
If they all were the last of Elm Street's kids, wouldn't they have met before?
Yes, but okay.
Yeah.
You gonna listen?
I'm sorry.
Nancy was one of the kids of Elm Street.
Yeah.
She's so much older than these kids now.
Yeah.
That these kids' parents would have been early teens when Nancy
Maybe when Nancy's
was
parents
born? Did they help kill Freddy as
They
teenagers?
I
Might
think
have.
maybe they were friends with the parents. Nancy's parents. They
I
maybe-
can tell you with 100% certainty that Kristen's mom helped burn Freddy.
How do you?
It's referenced in 4.
Okay.
She says,
So-
you and your tennis buddies had to go burn that guy, and now I'm the one being chased for it.
She just
So-
seems. These kids just seem so much younger.
She was
to
probably
be-
friends with fucking Nancy's mom.
Yeah. more
Drunk
likely.
booze hound whores
Drunk booze
together.
hounds, yep. Alright, so they put Kristen in Weston Hills, which is...
What is Freddy
Us-
vs. Jason Weston Psych?
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just cut the hills out. They wanted to change it.
And
Too
it's
much- too much
Hypnosil.
shit
So this
went
is when
on
they bring
here.
in Hypnosil, too, in this movie.
And how weird is this? Outside, Nancy drops like her purse, and that Gordon's like, "What are you on, you crazy bitch?" Oh, it's just Hypnosil.
Yeah,
Like,
let's,
why
let's
is-
go through your medication.
Yeah, you fucking creep.
He's a psychiatrist. He's a doctor.
He's a psychiatrist / doctor, and not the other way around.
They're all doctors. Aren't they? They can.
You
prescribe
shut
shit.
up! If you watch Zoolander, you'd
I
think
guess
it's
I
funny.
have to watch it. Larry...
You've never seen
Larry
Zoolander?
Fish. I've seen it once, and I don't remember it that vividly. I just
Oh.
remember him taking the computer and be like, "We're gonna get the files out," and
It
throwing it on the
ranks.
That's
ground.
the only thing you remember out of
That's
that
all I
fantastic
remember.
movie.
It
I want-
ranks-
And the
ranks-
gasoline scene.
It ranks
Yeah.
up there with.
Wake me up.
It ranks up there with Anchorman.
Before you go, can you plug that song? That's what they're singing at the gasoline fight.
Yeah, that's
That's fair.
fine.
That was the first plug of this one.
All right.
Another-
It's a new week, so you have to
Oh,
plug
great,
everything.
great.
So Kristen is in Weston Hills, and we get this other great line where one of the nurses says, because Kristen starts flipping out, and the nurse says, "She was fine until we tried to sedate her."
No, yeah, I wouldn't be fine either.
Well, first of all, if she's fine, why
Why
are you
are
trying
you
to sedate
sedating
her?
her?
Yeah. That does not make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
Larry Fishburne is in this movie.
Larry, yes,
Max.
before he was Lawrence.
Yep.
And you know what it makes me think of?
Mm.
Boys in the Hood. That movie he was in.
I just
As
keep
Cuba
calling
Gooding
him,
Jr.'s father.
Cuba.
I keep calling him Morpheus. That's what I go with.
I don't know The Matrix because I'm not a
Why?
Matrix nerd. Nerd alert!
I watched the first one and wasn't.
And then you realize you're not a nerd and you
Yeah, I
couldn't
wasn't
get in with
impressed
them.
with the first one.
First one's the only one I like.
I took the
But you went the
whichever
whole
pill
way,
and
didn't
went
you?
back to my life.
Yeah, I would have been like,
You
I don't
took the
care
red
if there's...
pill.
I took the red pill and went back
I
to
don't
my
care
life.
if there's a reality.
What is
I don't want
reality?
to see it. I'm just going to go back to going to clubs.
Clubs.
Sleepwalker
Just
Phillips.
clubs.
Sleepwalker what? Oh, Sleepwalker
Oh,
Philip.
can we? Here,
Kristen's
let's go over our
mom.
characters real quick.
Ugh.
So Max is Larry Fishburne. He's
Uh.
the orderly guy, that guard. I don't know, what is he? The help.
It's
Yeah.
probably both. Seems like
Um,
both.
There's an old lady.
Taryn's a junkie.
Yeah.
The old lady, Nurse Ratchet. Dr. Sims, I think her
She's
name
an
is.
asshole.
Jennifer wants to be an actress.
Yep.
Philip sleepwalks.
Yep.
Kincaid is our funny black guy.
What's his name? Can't talk. What's his
He's
name?
more than just a funny black guy.
Joey. Joey
can't talk. He's more than just a funny
Will
black guy.
Will is the wizard.
What is he?
Master.
You want to elaborate on that?
He's a character.
Yeah, he's the funny black guy.
Yeah, that was, I think, his stereotyped role. They're like, we need a funny black guy.
He's the one that's
He's
cracking
pretty
on the
funny
funny liners
in the-
against Freddy.
He's pretty funny in the documentary too.
Yeah.
He also has a Run DMC poster on his wall, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
All right.
Let me ask you this too. Joey's opening scene where he's like kind of oogling at the nurse.
Yep.
He's got like this
Teardrop.
teardrop on his eye, and then
He killed
did
somebody.
It's gone after
That's
that.
what we
He
thought.
killed somebody.
He murdered somebody, right? He's part of the Crips or the Bloods up in Weston.
So these kids all have pattern nightmares, but they can't figure out exactly why.
Well,
And apparently they've all
it's-
tried to kill themselves too.
Hold on.
um
You're only dreaming because you feel guilty. or
guilt.
something.
Yeah, it's guilt from something you did in your past or something.
Yeah.
At one point,
And
she
Nancy's
says something
like,
about
you
them
fucking
having.
bitch, that ain't what it is.
You're a fantastic doctor, lady.
Okay. So Nancy's supposed to be there, like,
She an intern, it says.
I think she's a grad student, but she's supposed to be older than them. She looks the same age.
And what? How Dr. Gordon just like instantaneously strikes up a love interest
Yeah.
with her too.
Taking her to dinner.
You're the first non-crazy woman that we've had in here that
Yeah.
isn't 100 years old. So, 1980s
Respect to her,
computers.
please.
Oh, nice computer, Dr. Gordon. I have
Computers, a stupid phase that'll be gone in 5 years. Don't worry about it.
Hypnosil.
Anti-Freddy drug. That's what that is. They should all be taking it immediately.
Exactly.
It's experimental.
So what?
Now we just give
Time to try it
experimental
out.
drugs out like crazy.
I know.
Yeah. Sign a waiver. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have just got interrupted because Kayla thinks I actually blow people behind the courthouse.
What?
That was a hell of a night.
Is that when you text me that? My wife thinks I'm gay.
I just got done watching part 2 and she glanced over when Jesse's walking around in his underwear and she goes, "Are you watching a gay porn?"
Jeez. Well, she picked up on that quick then.
Yeah, there's no subtext there for her. Okay, the snake. Freddy becomes a snake in Kristen's
Welcome
dream.
to the snake pit.
Yeah, they say
This is
snake
the
pit.
first time that we've seen Freddy.
Did
ever.
you hear that though?
Yeah, there was Welcome to the Snake Pit.
Yeah,
Kincaid, I think, or Philip said welcome to the snake pit.
He was Philip.
but this is the first
I
time
call him Phil.
Phil for short.
Yeah.
we've ever seen Freddy take the form of something other
And
than
this
himself.
looked awesome.
Looked great. Looked great.
I
It
thought
was
all
a
of his
giant worm
forms looked-
eating Patricia Arquette.
Mhm.
And this was real weird about how Nancy heard her screaming in
I
that
thought that was awesome.
house.
Yeah, but I thought it was great how they connected how Kristen can pull people into her dreams. Because when
That's
she goes to
fine,
sit back on the
but
chair and
you
just
can't
falls
tell
over
me
it.
that Nancy fell asleep in that short of time. She's like, I'm asleep, and fell through her chair. Didn't you have to fall asleep?
Well, maybe she's in
I don't know.
that
It's
level of...
You know
so loose in the next 2 movies.
You're
I don't
so
know.
loose.
Good one.
Wow.
Another sick burn by Cobra.
You're supposed to do something cool with it.
Alright, another
Sick.
burn by Cobra. How's that?
No.
No?
Well,
Try harder next time I burn.
Nancy goes to Kristen's house to get her belongings. Or talk to her mom.
Yeah,
really.
get it both.
But this is where she goes to Kristen's room and she finds the paper mache house that looks like the house she grew up on. So she starts making the connection that all is not well.
Well, after Nancy gets brought into the dream, Freddy's like, "Remember me?" And then Nancy asks where she saw the house at, and she's like, "That's my old house." And so we have a group session with the crotchety old lady now, who says that their dreams are from overt sexuality.
What do they say when they enter the room?
Kristen pulled her dad into her dream when she was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
No, when they go into group session, they
Will's in a wheelchair.
Oh, they say nothing but truth or truth time or something like that.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Straight talk. That's what it is.
Straight talk. Nothing but straight talk.
So Jesse, stay out.
Aw, that's rude.
Jesus.
He saves him at the end, you dick.
Jesse saves him at the end.
Oh, no, Joey.
Yeah.
I thought you said Joey because he can't talk. Nothing but straight talk and he's a mute. I thought he was being rude.
It
Well,
was
that is-
straight talk. With
No,
you.
he's making a gay reference.
There we go.
Oh, man. I'm so out in left field.
Philip's playing D&D, or no, the wheelchair kid is playing
Will.
D&D.
He's like the Dragon Master.
I pictured you were, John, you were Will when you were younger.
No, I didn't like D&D.
No?
Didn't. I played it once, and I didn't understand the rules, and they're like, you can be whatever you want. So I'm like, all right, then I'm God. And they're like, you know what? You can't play.
Yeah, you're too powerful. I was coming
Was
back.
that when you had your 5-year-old beard?
Yeah, pretty much. I look like Sidney Crosby, only worse. So,
If you ever down around North Park on a Sunday morning, you'll see LARPers out in North Park.
when I played poker in Grove City, there was like 8 or 9 tables of D&D players.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it was packed. So, that's where he made all his money, though. Sells those cards, orders them up, and sells them way over.
That magic shit was like popular when we were younger.
It still is now with people our age playing with kids. It's really creepy. It's a creepy
That
atmosphere.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, he should go right in there.
Earnestly bust every one of them.
Yep.
If,
Okay.
What is this? Public service announcement. If you play Magic the Gathering and you're 30 years old, you are a pedophile.
If you're playing with people under the age of 18, yes. And some of these people are, and it's really messed up. Is Nancy dating this guy now?
Well, they go out to dinner.
I could assume.
They hang out a lot
He-
together.
he
Are
probably-
they knocking the boots?
Well, he probably
I think
wooed
so.
her by
Plug,
like, hey, we need to
knocking
get,
the
we're gonna be
boots.
working together. We
By
need to
H
get
Town.
we need to
I have
get
to find
know
that. I've
each
never
other.
heard that before.
It's great.
Great.
Yeah. We're doing this one for all the ladies.
We also get in that first group session, we get the old lady nurse her doctor is yelling at the kids, and Kincaid says something about, great, now my dick is killing me.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, something about
overt
repressed-
sexuality.
Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
talking about what their dreams represent, and I think she said something about overt sexuality or
Yeah.
something, and then he's like, great, now my dick's killing me. It's really funny.
So Nancy's trying to push this hypnosil on the doctor, and he's like, "No, we're not doing that."
But the next day, he's like, "Yup."
Well, actually,
I think she
Philip
boned him.
dies before that, right?
No.
Before the second day.
Nancy
she's
likes before the
pushing it.
second day. Nancy likes hypnosil, and then Freddy becomes a marionette.
How good did that claymation look
Great.
on that? It looked fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what, 88? Is this 88, 87?
I don't know.
80. I think they took a year off. I think it was 87. I didn't look it up.
87.
Okay, so.
I used a book and not the internet.
Wow.
So behind the
Wow,
times.
you're so meta.
Fucking hipster.
That's not what meta
You're
is.
so before the meta times.
Okay.
I'm being facetious over here.
So Freddy turns Philip into a tendon puppet.
It's really
But
good.
here's my.
Looks
It looks
awesome.
great, but I do have a question. If he's inflicting these wounds on Philip, then when Philip's walking through the hallways, wouldn't you see the wounds that he inflicted?
He's not inflicting those.
So
Because
if Philip
Philip,
woke up right now, he wouldn't have his tendons pulled out?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just
No,
dreaming
dang,
that
I
Freddy's
think he's
doing that to
just
him
dreaming. 'Cause I
because the cut shots are him just going,
I get that, but I thought that when Freddy injures you in your dreams, you get those injuries when you wake up.
You might
But-
be right.
but you already said this, that he's trying to make it look like suicide. So he's pushing him, he's making him look like he jumped off the ledge. So by inflicting those wounds, it would make it look like Freddy
But
did
why
do
did he
something.
inflict the wounds?
Yeah, but
He didn't,
he
though.
sliced up Kristen's wrist, right?
And it
then
bled. But he put a
But
knife in her
He
hand.
put a razor blade in her hand.
Yeah.
So,
So you're right. You wouldn't be able to show that one
Yeah.
unless he gave him a knife or something, which wouldn't make sense.
But he
then
also
either.
walks through a door,
Because that's not how he was trying to
Yeah,
kill him.
that-
which is kind of
The
weird.
walking through the door was the one that I had the biggest problem with.
Yeah.
But
His body just teleported to the other side. All right, I'll let it slide.
So yeah, he walks Philip up to the top of the bell tower and drops him. And he's like puppeting him, and he's up
And
in
he's
the
above in the
clouds and
clouds. It
shit.
looks really cool.
Yeah.
we don't know yet, but that bell tower, like,
Can I tell you this? I told
Really?
him this
When is
already.
it?
When I was a kid, I had this movie in novelization form. Not the novelization.
Like
I'm
a
sorry.
kid's book.
It was a kid's book.
what?
No joke.
Like a comic?
No, it was just like a book. It was a picture book.
Like a
Still have
picture
it?
book.
I don't know where it went.
Did you ever look on Amazon or eBay and see if you can still find it?
I'll show you it later if I
It's
can,
insane.
but like online.
Like
but
like a child murderer.
it was
in the
most
movies,
definitely
fucking-
made for kids too because Tristan's
Jeez.
death isn't in the book.
Who's Tristan?
The drug person.
Taryn.
Taryn.
Sorry. Taryn's a weird name. Tristan makes more sense. The needles
Really?
in the arm, not even in the book because they don't want to show anything that has to do with drugs.
Wow, they were really marketing Freddy back then.
Yeah.
That's why this series, man, I just can't deal with it.
Yeah, it went really commercial.
I mean, this
The ones after this are even.
this guy
Yeah.
is killing kids and he's on lunch boxes.
Mhm.
It makes no sense.
At least in Friday the 13th, they had Jason Voorhees patties. That was cool.
Jason Voorhees fingers or whatever.
That's right. Great marketing.
Uh-huh. So they have another group the day after Philip dies, and it sure seems like these adults are morons.
Yep.
And they're trying to say that they're also trying to say that Freddy's trying to turn them against each other.
Well, the kids keep bringing up
Yeah, I don't get that.
this. They all have the same guy, huh? And they keep bringing it up. Doctors are just oblivious. They don't care.
Nurse Radgen's like, no.
We're not even going to talk about
It's
that.
guilt.
And
It's
she
nothing
threatens to
but guilt.
punish them for killing each other. It makes no sense.
Well,
Why
she
are
wants
they?
them all locked in their rooms. At
Yeah,
night
she's like,
because
next
Philip-
person that kills you, next person that kills themselves, everybody's getting tranquilized.
What?
And
That
it's
can't
just got
happen.
back. So finally, the doctor convinces him to take hypnosil.
I think she slept with him.
Probably. She's like,
She's
oh.
like, okay.
Well, during that
We'll
group
fix
too,
that.
Kincaid's being funny, and they talk about tranquilizing him, so they put him in the
Silent
fucking
room.
silent
as they call
room. And Jennifer starts watching TV by herself, and Larry Fishburne comes in and he's like, "Hey, you gotta go to bed."
Yeah, she's like, not today.
Yeah, she's
Philip
like,
died. I
"Just-
can't take it."
Yeah, just let me watch this for a few more seconds.
People are so mean to her when she says I'm going to be an actress. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
because they're watching her right now, and they're like, well, you're not very
Yeah,
good
she
now.
was,
so.
I believe,
Zsa
the
Zsa
worst.
Gabor.
She was the worst.
Yeah, Freddy kills Zsa Gabor. And
Just slashes her. What does he say to her? I might have.
nobody gives a fuck what you think.
Yeah, I was like, that is that the first F word uttered in the series? I think it might be.
It
No,
could
the
be,
second
yeah.
one he said, go help yourself.
Oh yeah,
fucker.
help yourself, fucker.
Was that in which one?
Second one.
Oh, okay.
Kills that hippie.
No.
Freddy picks her up and smashes her into a TV. And
Jennifer.
With
just
the
died.
classic,
Okay, so
it's your
Jennifer.
big break.
Yeah, Freddy like pops up through the TV. So yeah, Jennifer like is watching Zsa Zsa Gabor get killed by Freddy, and the TV fuzzes out. She goes to change the channel, but it's real weird because she's so far off the ground. But these arms come out of the TV, pick her up, and
When she's hanging,
Yeah,
hanging
it
a foot
looks-
off the ground.
it looks funny.
But
Freddy
you know,
like pops out and he's like, welcome to prime time,
time."
bitch," and smashes her through the TV. And like Larry Fishburne comes in and just sees her hanging there.
but
and
it's
it-
suicide.
It's suicide, even though she would have had to like jump 3 feet and stick her head like lunge like a fish
through a glass television.
and get stuck that way.
Did you see the size of that remote?
The remote was enormous.
It looked like a brick.
It's so
Um,
thick.
The next day in group session, this is my favorite line by a doctor. How much longer are you going to blame your dreams for your own weaknesses? What kind of doctor
She's
are you?
such a bitch. There's also like this skeezy attendance worker who talks to Taryn at one point. He's like, "Hey,
That's one of two
I got
scenes
some
that...
smack if you want
does he
some."
look like a Rob Lowe ripoff, that
Are
guy?
you eating a frozen pizza?
It might be.
Oh, so there's a freezer down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, "Hey, I know that you're a junkie,
That's-
and we got some smack here if you want to come fuck me and get some smack."
That's
It's
one
like,
of two.
what?
That's one of two scenes that I was like, that didn't need to be in here.
No,
Like,
it was no need for it.
But-
That's just to
unless they
reinforce
just-
that girl likes drugs. That's what that's
I
about.
guess.
I thought it was
She's gonna get
reinforcing
killed
that-
with that.
There are pedophiles everywhere. Well, how old are these kids supposed to be?
Teens, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kristen's a teen. Are some of these other ones like 20? They're just not able to function.
I don't think.
Then they have a funeral for
Oh, I'll tell you why.
One of
because-
two funerals in
yeah,
this.
in the
this
same movie.
You know, man, I can't wait till we get to 4. My God. They bury every victim of Freddy right beside each other. All of them. Not only that, but as far as the teen thing goes, these kids, the 3 survivors, all end up going to a public high school.
Oh,
all
so
of
they
them.
are.
The
Okay, so
same
they
public
are.
high school.
That's weird.
That is weird.
So they all are teenagers then. So
Mhm.
they didn't really give you a good idea of what their age was, because it was just the orderly, like, he was getting all rapey with Aaron.
Uh-huh.
Real rapey.
Yeah. Thought, is this a Rob Zombie movie? Or
So at the funeral, Bill Maher sees this
That's what I call.
nun.
I kept calling him Dr. Marr.
Yeah.
He sees this nun who's Miss Helena,
Yeah, Sister Helena.
Helena,
This is where
and
things-
he's like, she says to him about you need to I don't even know what I'm saying. The spirit, you need
Doesn't
to lay
he
it to
follow
rest.
her up into the
Not
bell
yet.
tower?
That's
Not
the
yet.
second time he sees her.
Yeah.
This time she just says that you need to put that spirit to rest. She just
Well, I
drops
have-
that line.
That she's telling him that, and he goes, "How?" And I put, "Let's just not talk about it. Let's play the pronoun
She's a
game."
ghost.
Yeah, and
Let me
if
keep you
science,
guessing, and a couple other kids
Yeah.
are gonna die first before I tell you.
if science is all you believe in, then maybe it'll be you that's buried. And I have, "Hey Neil, fuck science." Oh, by the way, that must be his name.
Or Nancy and Neil and Ida
Neil,
is my
that's
next
it.
line. They
Yeah.
must be like having
Nothing
dinner
more
together.
romantic. There's nothing more romantic than teen suicide.
Well, they're back. Yeah, because they go to Nancy's house at night.
This is okay, and I love this next part of the story. This is where after Bill Maher and Nancy have dinner, the next day they have group again, and Nancy comes in and explains to them
Who
that
Freddy
she knows.
is.
Yeah,
She's been there.
she says that Fred Cruz, like he was a child murderer on Earth, but now he's even worse than that. And I'm thinking, you can't be worse than a child murderer. I know that he's killing people in your sleep. But he's not worse than what he was as a human. He murdered
He's
children.
pretty
That is as bad as
much-
it gets.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Nancy
And I have
Ryan,
the same
bitch.
question that you have. I put, it says your parents killed him, and I said, how old are these parents?
Yeah.
How old are these kids?
Yeah, they're the last of the Elm Street kids. That's why
Yeah,
Fred's going
and
after him.
what the hell? They're the last. Why are they the last?
And if they're the last of the Elm Street kids, and their parents had moved later after they killed Freddy, would it be a Nightmare on Maple Street or a Nightmare on? Can Freddy go anywhere because he's going after
Every
these kids?
town has an Elm Street.
I mean, I
That's not
understand.
true.
That's-
Forestville doesn't.
Harrisville doesn't.
No, Harrisville does have an Elm Street.
Where?
It's that one that goes. Yeah, they do. It's between
You sure it's not
the
Oak?
insurance company and that apartment. I think it is, or maybe not. I don't remember.
Party on the Elm Street, Slippery Rock.
There is
Yeah,
an
right
Elm
behind
Street,
Ginger Hill.
Yeah.
though. Okay, so this
I'm
is where
pretty
you
sure
get
Mike
your-
Dixon had sex with a girl in his car on that road, and I told him, hopefully you don't knock her up or it'll be a nightmare on Elm Street. Right at him.
You're gonna leave that in, but like bleep out the name.
You can leave that all in for all I care.
I think he listens. Yeah, he, don't
He
really
might.
care.
If he doesn't, maybe someone he knows listens.
Okay, these are Cobra's first boobs. Here we go.
My first boobs ever.
How'd you feel about that? Tell
I
us.
felt fantastic.
Feel
seeing
like you're
them
going
again.
back
You're
in
like,
time a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
girls.
This movie is
I'm
great.
interested.
This movie is fantastic.
So meanwhile, they're all hypnotizing themselves to go into a dream world together, and we have some terrible 80s computer effects. where these
Wizard
balls are
Mastered
floating
Will.
around.
Did
Yeah.
you get the Star Wars vibe when the walls were?
Nope.
Closing
Kristen
in on
wants
them?
to be a gymnastic in her dream, so she does flips and stuff.
I said that very nonchalantly. Nope. No, I didn't.
I wouldn't even. What were you guys talking about over
I
there?
don't know. I got some math in my notes. I don't know what I was doing there.
What the hell?
2 times 2 is
Mathematical
4.
equations.
4 times 4 is 12. 12 times 12 is 100.
That was when Kayla has this like magician on her Facebook that I always beat. He's like, I'm gonna read your mind, and he never does, not once.
Is it a real magician?
He must be trying to be, I guess. But every time he's like, think of a fruit, and I thought of grapes, and he's like, I bet you said apples. I'm like, nope, you asshole, I said grapes.
I'm allergic to apples. bitch.
Yeah. And then like he did something where you did a whole bunch of like word tricks, and you're supposed to come up with a planet. There's like a 1 in 9 chance he's gonna guess it right, and he always ends up with Neptune, I guess. But I ended up with Mercury, so he was wrong again. And then he was like doing something where you have the age of your first kiss, and you do this math. If you're a guy and a girl, the math is different, but it always comes out to the same answer. He rolls dice, and it becomes 9, which is the answer. So I wrote down the equation, and they're just math equations. It's not a magic trick.
Yeah.
You
That's what
fucking liar. I know you listen to this.
Does he?
No.
I hope he does. How many magicians do you think listen to our show?
If you're a magician,
Let us know.
write in.
What about how many clowns do you think listen to the show?
If you're a clown, write in. If you're a mime, I don't want to hear from you.
Da-da-da.
All
Boobs!
right, tongue-tied Joey.
Great,
Yeah.
great visual.
Mm-hmm.
Those tongues looked awesome.
Freddy's throwing tongues. He's trapped in a bed. The bed falls out from below, and what do we have? Flames. A flaming bed fire with tongues.
Yeah, good point.
No, red car's good point.
All right, so in real life, I guess this Joey is like in a coma, and they blame it on the hypnosil. And we get this guy coming in, this guy who's like firing the two of them, and it looks like he's dubbed. And I suddenly realized that this movie has the tone and the quality of an Italian film.
Oh?
Yeah.
I
Same
didn't
kind
think
of
he was
tone.
dubbed.
The guy comes. This specific guy looks dubbed.
Oh, you know what? The nurse, the one who seduced
Dr.
Joey,
Sims.
she had a
Oh, yeah.
really weird dub to her voice.
hmm
She'd be like, "Hi, Joey."
Yeah, some of these people are definitely for sure dubbed.
I don't know.
Go
if I
back.
buy
I'm
it.
telling you, I caught that with the nurse. I was like, that's really
I don't
weird
know if I buy
delivery.
it.
Fine, don't, whatever.
Well, the guy also says there's 2 suicides in 2 days.
Mhm.
How's Jennifer? Cobra and I talked about this.
How
do you
is
throw yourself
that?
3 feet, off the
She
ground?
levitated off the.
and smashed through an old. You know how thick those screens are on those TVs?
She had to beat her head up there for a while.
Stealing a joke from. If you know you're on horror, etc. Have you been reading? There's been somebody reviewing them one by one on there. I was talking to them about that scene,
Oh, going through.
and they
it.
were like, "This is the day that they decided to put in a projector instead of a TV in the TV room."
Those TVs were like, I mean, those screens were. You take a ball bat to them and
Oh yeah.
not go
That's
through
big.
it.
Like the glasses they made too back in the day.
Okay, so I'm confused by later on in the series how Freddy's mom is this nun and his dad is Alice Cooper. Did these two get married? Did Alice Cooper adopt this kid?
Alice Cooper in one of these movies.
Part 6, which we'll be reviewing live in Grove City. Yeah, Alice Cooper is the dad, so either Part 6 just shadow
Okay,
this
so
or-
Amanda Kruger was raided by 100 maniacs.
Yeah. But that really shouldn't matter because only one of their semen
Could be the father.
is the father.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that just means that she went through a
Does
traumatic
that mean it was
experience.
Alice Cooper?
It must have been
that
Alice
was the
Cooper,
father?
even though the guy who did it in I think it's part 5.
if you believe in science, then only one father could.
Is it God?
If you believe in magic, which
And
we.
Ronald McDonald will give you a chicken nugget.
Plug the theme to McDonald's.
And this is where, this is where Dr. Mara gets the whole version of who Freddy is and how he became.
He needs to be buried in hollow ground.
Did they?
Tell you what, that could have happened though, because if I'm working right up to a holiday weekend, I'm not really thinking about anything that last day. I'm thinking about getting the hell out of there, and so somebody could easily get overlooked.
I suppose you're right. Now they're gonna go bother John Saxon
How did they know where it was?
because maybe he just spends all his time at that bar.
Little Nemo's.
Yeah.
I'd get a Little Nemo's.
Hi, Garrett. He's gonna be a great hockey fan someday.
Just
Banging on the glass.
Let's talk about that. The Pens.
Whoop whoop. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Look good.
Rusty
Well,
looked good yesterday.
Ben and I are gonna talk about round 2 coming up. Are you gonna jump into that conversation?
Do you
If
watch
the
hockey
Blackhawks
enough
win.
to?
Let's go Blues.
Blackhawks probably will be in it.
I hope so.
I hope not. I'll owe you 2 soders right away.
I don't know a lot, but I know a little.
Heard there was some arguments on the bench between Tarasenko and Hitchcock.
I hope there are.
yesterday.
That's how Bilesma's reign ended.
Yeah.
Him and Crosby argued. Game 7. That was the
You
end of
can't
it.
be arguing with your top.
No, you
prospect.
can't do that.
He's got 40 goals. Kind of knows what he's doing. Let him play.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of hope happens.
Hitchcock's one of those last coaches that is very controlling.
He's not player friendly.
Yeah.
I got to watch Barry Melrose eat his words about Henrik Lundqvist there.
Hank.
Oh,
He was
good.
like, I thought for sure the Rangers had the edge at goalie and that was going to be the key. It's like,
Well, he
What
got pulled
gave
10
you-
times. this
yeah,
year.
what did you watch all year, Barry Melrose?
Yeah, Hank had his worst year ever, and
Yeah.
they're not blocking as much shots for
And they're
him.
old
The
as
D
fuck.
The D looks
Dan Boyle
terrible.
is one of your defensemen.
Yeah.
It's
So
not good.
um,
Oh, that's right, Girardi too. Man.
Stepan's who's their best forward? Who's their leading scorer?
It's either Brassard or Stefan.
I think it was Stepan, yeah. Did you see that look Hank gave him after the Hagelin goal?
Yeah.
Yesterday, he just freaking looked up at him
Well,
like,
Stefan went like this, like he shrugged, like what was I supposed
Yeah, and
to
Hank
do?
just
And
looked at
Hank's
him
like,
like-
oh, for Christ's sakes, get your stick on.
Do something.
That's a beautiful goal, though. Set his own goal up. Phil,
That,
off
that
to see the
shot.
groundhog.
Oh,
The
man.
team looks so good right now.
Yeah, they do, and the Capitals don't.
Yeah.
Actually, they do. They do look good.
They had
Game
44
5,
shots on goal last
they
game.
dominated that game.
How,
but
that's
they're-
so crazy that series is going on longer than this one.
Oh, I wanna
2
get
times
stuff.
in this series,
They-
they've dominated and lost.
Did they play at 3 today?
Yeah.
They last game was that old Capitals doubt leaking into their heads, where it's
I
just
just
had this stupid fight right off the bat with Oshie and
Yeah. If I'm the coach of the Capitals, though, I just go, hey, guys, just do what you did last time. Don't change anything, because Neuwirth isn't going to stop 44 shots 3 games in a row.
No.
He's not. So
No.
just keep doing what you're doing. But
Yeah.
by the way, we won yesterday, 4-0. So that guy at work, I beat him.
Did you?
I did.
All right.
I made him look like a fool.
What's your record this season?
Not good.
Oh, really?
We're 3-5. We lost 2 games, one in the shootout and one in the last minute. We should be 5-3.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But
But
shoulda,
Wes is
woulda, coulda.
really, really good. I'm kidding when I say I made him look like a fool.
We're not
He's
talking
really
like gold
good.
either, Wes.
No, not that Wes.
We didn't score any.
No, but he was. I mean, he was getting a lot. He got robbed by our 38-year-old goaltender, and I mean robbed. Like we were up 4-0. He shoots it. Somebody shot it off the pad, and it bounced way out to the other side where he was standing. Nothing but net in front of him. He put it on net. I don't know how our goalie got over, but he got over and he got it with his glove as he was falling down. It was
Amazing.
And at that point, we knew
Nah,
we
nah,
won.
nah, nah, nah,
People
nah.
were doing that on the bench. Yeah.
Sports Center moment.
Mhm.
Top 10 play.
It's really funny because SportsCenter doesn't really cover hockey, so
Play.
it's a joke.
Plug the Sports Center.
No,
for
fuck
something.
them. They don't get plugged on my show.
No.
They do cover hockey. Shut up,
No,
you
they don't.
baby.
They got Barry Melrose covering it, saying Henrik Lundqvist is going to be great. So
That's not all they have. They talk more about it now than they ever have.
I miss
so
Darren
shut up.
Tang and all those guys, and
Sure
Steve
does.
Levy and
Bill
Gary
Clement.
Thorne. Yeah.
It's not
Bill
as big as
Clement, Gary
football. It's not
Thorne.
as big as baseball. You have to get over that. It's just
It's
the way
a
the
niche
world
sport,
works.
and that's my niche. So,
I'm still thinking.
It gets more
it's
coverage
not-
than women's basketball, we think.
well, gee, I think
In soccer.
bowling gets more coverage than.
I still say Americans don't watch hockey. One, because it's an expensive sport to play as a kid, and two, Americans don't like to learn foreign names.
That could be.
I like foreign names.
No, they don't. I'm telling you.
What?
I
It's
like
easy to say
Patrick Hornquist. He's for it.
I don't know
No,
if that's
I'm talking
100% true.
Vladimir Tarasenko.
Tarasenko's not that hard to say.
No, but it's still like a foreign name. Like more.
I think
We're
you're
way
for it.
off topic.
Let's
I
get
forgot what movie we were talking about.
Dream Warriors.
Thank you.
Although we don't get to hear that song until the credits roll.
I know but I've been listening to it a lot at work, so I don't even care. John Saxon's at the bar. He refuses to help. He's like, "Bye, Nancy. See you later."
He's
Nice to
also
see ya."
has another
He's a
one of
security
my
guard.
favorite lines here. I've lost too much over this already. Really?
What did he lose?
What
His
else do you
job?
have to lose?
I think his sanity. To
You're
be
a
honest
security
with you.
guard drinking at, what was it, Milo's or
Little Nemo's.
Nemo's.
But he was a lieutenant, and now he's a security guard.
I know,
What
but he's
happened?
got nothing left to lose.
After he couldn't solve the murders of Freddy
Twice
Krueger,
gone.
they
Foo
fired him.
Fighters
He-
CD.
There's no good
Yeah.
Foo Fighters CD.
It's very good.
Weird.
Shut up,
I hate the Foo Fighters.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert.
Brap. I was
Oh
really
my
worried if you liked him or not. Now
Yeah.
I know.
Knowing's half the battle.
G.I.
G.I. Real
No, I'm not
American.
plugging
Plug
it.
it.
No.
Plug the G.I. Joe song.
You not cooking. Yeah, I do.
Pork chop sandwiches. Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot! Fuck, we're all dead! Get the fuck out!
Do it.
Okay. Nancy says you owe me. I'm not exactly sure for what.
Because he killed her mom.
Did he? I think that is his owing her. That's the favor that he did for her.
Got rid of that bitch finally.
So when Bill Maher grabs him and says, "You're gonna help me,"
Yeah,
slams him
what?
against
If
the
I was John Saxon, I would uppercut
smacked
this
him,
little
sat
guy.
back down, went back to drinking. So they stop at the church, get some holy water, and meanwhile, Nancy goes back because they've sedated Kristen. And she's got to go back to Weston Hills and get in there.
She gets in really easy.
Yeah, this.
And
she
also-
just got fired and she wasn't even working
We
there.
saw
Yeah.
Dr. Parr with the classic box from his desk, you're fired, pack
Mhm.
up. But yet, he still has his beeper, right?
I think so.
Yeah, how? Why? Wouldn't they have taken that from him?
It's the 80s, I don't
Maybe
know.
not for 24 hours.
I mean, kids just walk right out the door in that
And do
place.
those kids have his beeper?
well, they do walk
They
right
must.
through doors in that place too.
I would think they do if he's their doctor, because you see later that they have this picture of him hanging out with the two dead kids.
They
Yeah,
don't
the
seem like
only.
they-
Did he really just take a picture with
Total
those two
coincidence,
and
yeah.
no other fucking kids?
They just seem like these kids seem like they're very controlled in this environment. That they
I don't know.
wouldn't be
I think they're
allowed
kind
to
of
have.
like loose. And
Here's
want
my
to do what they
question
want.
too.
Yeah, I guess.
Going back to Philip's death,
Uh,
every other one of those patients were on this floor, like down the bottom. Why the fuck was Philip on the 7th floor out by himself?
He went up there to jump.
yeah, you went up.
He's not part of that floor.
No.
That's
No,
why
no.
he walked through the door.
But he did. It never showed that he went up any stairs though. It just has him like walking out of his room and walking through a door. He's like on a different level than these
Yeah,
people.
to show you the whole like
Yeah, they didn't show.
They
everything,
show you
so-
him leaving his room and
Yeah, but
walking
they're-
out.
maybe the budget didn't allow this much.
I'm gonna.
I'm just
Special
saying
effects
he was
out
on a
here.
completely different floor than because Joey knocks on everyone else's door in that scene. He runs and gets like a tray
Yeah.
and he smacks all the people door to get awake to watch Joey fall. And Will's like, I saw him fall.
Yeah, so did everybody.
Yeah,
So.
Good act.
but he's the Dragon Master.
Cobra's got some good acting.
Wizard!
Boy, that's something.
Talk about a fucking nerd alert.
Yeah.
This is the biggest one I think we've ever witnessed on the show.
I don't know how Neil is so convinced of Freddy because he never sees him in this movie.
Yeah,
He
Neil's
goes into
probably
the dream,
little-
but he doesn't see any Freddy or anything like that.
Oh, we're talking about Dr. Marr.
That's
That's because he's boned and what's her face.
Nancy.
Nancy.
Makes him believe anything he
Yeah,
wants.
yeah. You want some of that young.
So when
Crazy.
Kristen falls asleep, she ends up at
He
the
likes
back
that
of the-
gray streak that
Yeah.
turns blonde in her hair.
Kristen goes back to the beginning of the movie, and we get the replay of the opening scene.
What is this?
I don't know what this is.
Are we up to? Well, John Saxon and Dr. Marr are going to dig up Freddy at the junkyard. That's stealing the crucifix scene. The hell?
He tries
You
to
got
steal him,
holy
and he
water
just
too,
pays him
right?
for it.
I understand, like grabbing.
Here's my
the-
card.
But no, he's like,
Or
here's
my
my
license.
driver's license. I'll be back. And it just seemed like it's an extra
Stupid.
12 seconds you didn't need in this movie. But
Yeah, it wasn't.
This isn't the most well put together script, despite the fact that 4 very good writers wrote it. So Kristen's mom's head gets decapitated, and she starts talking to Kristen.
Yeah, Freddy's funny.
Yeah, he starts being a goofball.
Looks good in
here.
a tux too here.
Yeah, he does.
And everybody goes into Kristen's dream, but they get separated. So what's her name? Taryn.
Taryn and Freddy.
Taryn and Freddy are about to fight, and
She's all punked out with some
She's hot.
knives.
And badass. Or something.
Yeah, that's what she is in her dreams.
Taryn, Kincaid, and Will.
First of all, she's not so hot,
No.
and she's not so badass.
No.
She just has some knives. That's it.
Yeah, it's your fucking dreams.
Okay.
I would have a Jason Voorhees machete.
Yeah.
So, well, I have problems because Nancy has already defeated Freddy, so why doesn't she just tell the kids?
You're not real.
You're not real.
Yeah, why
You know?
does that not
At
even
some
come into
point,
play?
somebody's
Well, she said no. She does say Freddy's stronger than ever, but they don't elaborate.
compared
He
to
just says-
what?
Yeah.
Souls
To
of
what he
children.
was. Yeah, he's like, look
so
at
how
this.
many? I guess they mentioned that they lost one kid. I guess off-screen
Earlier.
kill.
Uh-huh.
How many kids has he killed so far that he's getting stronger by?
We don't know because we don't know what he does.
Are
Yeah.
those the
Most of the time
souls
he's
of the
around.
original
I guess
children he
it's-
killed when he was actually alive?
Maybe.
Wouldn't he be strong then?
I didn't know he used the souls of people to do
Yeah.
anything. I don't understand.
I don't know because these faces are young kids' faces, but I've not seen him murder anyone under the age of 14 played by a 20-year-old yet.
No.
And on the box cover, the box art of this, I mean, it's called Dream Warriors. We have, I believe they show Taryn, Kristen, Kincaid, and Will. If you've ever seen the box art, and they're the weakest warriors I've ever met in my life.
They
Like,
don't do anything.
no, they die quickly.
Yeah.
They eat their abilities that they have in their dreams are so fucking stupid.
Well, they're just weak.
Well, Taryn gets killed by
Very
needles.
quick. I love the track mark.
Yeah, the
Mouths,
little mouths.
Yeah,
I'm guessing she gets poisoned. I guess.
OD'd.
it's
I'm guessing.
OD'd on
Yeah.
green juice
Yeah. all
that they were doing it.
horrible green juice from the 80s.
That stuff in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I was like, it looked blue on my TV. I was like, what TV did you? What color is your?
I
What's
watched
wrong
it.
with the color on my
Yeah, I was
TV?
like, is your coloring all that stuff? Because mine
it
looked
was,
blue.
maybe
Actually,
it
it looked
was
like
blue.
Windex.
Okay, so wheelchair Will is what we'll call him for this one scene.
Wizard Mastered Wheelchair
Wizard Master
Will.
Wheelchair Will is walking down an alley and it's back in the saddle for him.
Dude, Freddy, he's pretty cold to this kid. Like, you might walk now, but wake up.
That's
You're
right.
gonna be right
You're
back
gonna be
where
right
you were.
back
It's
in
like,
your
oh,
wheelchair.
Jesus.
And he says what? It's a chair for you, kid, or something.
Yeah, and he throws this wheelchair at him that's
Spiky
all
wheelchair.
spiked up.
But he's a wizard master, so he shoots green lasers out of his fingers.
He looked like the Emperor from Star Wars.
He does. But Freddy's like, I don't believe in that shit, and kills him.
There you go, your Star Wars reference
He's
again.
right, though.
He's right in being a...
Did you bleep yourself?
I did.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
You're right, being a bleep. Less work for you, John.
Thank you.
I don't believe in fairy tales.
So we
Yeah.
get,
And
after those two are gone, we get a bunch of back and forth between the junkyard and the boiler room.
And Kincaid says, fuck you burnt-faced pussy.
Yeah, he calls him out.
And so Freddy puts his door in the middle of the room, and they go into it, and it's the boiler room.
Did you get a Dark Tower series off? With
No,
the door?
Did you
Right.
see that they're
Just the
setting
door.
people up for the Dark Tower now?
Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey's the Man in Black.
Yeah. Do they have, like, Eddie and the Gunslinger yet?
The gunslinger's right-hand man is played by the guy from Cabin in the Woods with the giant coffee
No,
cup
that's
bomb.
that's the Man in Black's right-hand man.
The
I
Man in
think.
Black's right-hand man.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the stoner from...
Yeah, that's
Is
pretty
it,
cool.
yeah, that is cool.
Is the gunslinger going to be? I get his name, but
can't
it's
remember.
black.
I didn't
What's his-
never
I can't
imagine him
remember
as
his name
anything, so I don't
What is
even-
he?
He's black.
What's he in?
I'm not sure. Like, I forget his name even.
You say he's racist? He is racist.
Me?
Yeah.
I was just asking what you were thinking of this.
I don't think
Oh,
anything
no.
of it.
But I thought
really
the
didn't
same
think of
thing.
it.
They
I
never
wanna know who
explained
it
in the
is.
books, did
Yeah. They very much explained the woman that she was black.
No, she
they
was
just
black.
kept going over that, but they never mentioned anybody else.
Do you think she'll be white?
Eddie's wife.
Yeah, that'd be really confusing.
Eddie's wife.
Yeah, Eddie's
At
wife.
the end of it. Yeah, what was her name?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Let's
She
go
didn't have
back.
any legs.
She got run over by a train.
Trains are coming. Trains are coming.
Okay, yeah, here I have he's never been that strong. They must have hit him with that pipe or something.
So can we get back to Jason?
Kincaid. Maxim.
Yeah, hits him with a pipe, and he's alright, and Nancy's like, oh wow, he's really strong. I'm like, compared to what, yeah.
Did they find his bones yet?
Yeah,
They found him.
we got Jason and the Argonauts.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Freddy
this.
leaves
What
to
did it
go
look like?
fight as Bones, and he kills John Saxon. Fucking asshole.
Hey, his bones were in a red car.
Good point.
And this looks like Maximum Overdrive here. All the vehicles start to come to life.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a scene too when Freddy's fighting the kids in the dream where Robert Englund's real voice slips through for a line.
I did
I
it.
didn't write down the line, but it's definitely a different voice. And it's
Gotcha.
clearly
It's
Robert
squeak.
Englund.
He's like, you're gonna get it!
No, he says something like, I can't remember what he says. He says something about, you guys can't fight me or something like that. But it just sounds like a guy. Just a guy.
He is
It's
just a guy.
clearly just Robert Englund. They didn't
You've
do
heard-
anything to mess with his voice.
You've heard his before they put it through the filter.
Yeah.
What it sounded like, and it's
Not good.
scary at all.
Like this. It sounded like this one line. You'll catch it if you watch the movie.
Mirrors, Freddy's everywhere.
We have the Bones beat up,
Where he said
Bill
this thing.
Maher.
Oh, today?
and then
No.
he does a victory dance.
But he puts about 5 scoops of dirt on Bill Maher when he knocks him in the hole, and then goes back to fight the kids.
You're not gonna bury him?
Why wait?
Yeah.
Those kids aren't waking up, are they?
No.
Anytime soon?
And they can't fight him if he's not there.
Yeah, so why didn't you just finish him off? I know,
I
we
don't
wouldn't
know.
have the end of a movie if...
Exactly, but
But-
still.
And so John Saxon is now in the dream and apparently is crossed over.
What is this?
I
have
don't
these,
know what
I have
this
these
is.
ghost
I
stabs.
don't know
Here
what
comes
this
John
is.
Saxon. He's like, finish, what did he say? Finish what I started, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he quickly dies.
Well,
After he says that.
Turns out it's just Freddy hugging Nancy.
Oops, it's
so
Freddy.
Yeah.
And
And-
she gets stabbed.
So...
I'm glad. I have at least the idiot is dead.
Nancy.
Yeah, I can't stand Nancy.
She's the town fool.
Yeah.
Her hair, man.
And she is the
Rodeo queen town
That
fool.
is like...
It was just...
What's
Wow.
it's when she was by herself or with Dr. Marr,
Bill Maher.
her hair was down and they didn't try to make her look as old, but I think when she was next to the kids, they wanted to try to make her look as old as possible, so they
They
like
poofed
teased down
it
her
out.
hair, and that had to have been it.
So Nancy has a funeral.
Well, they kill Freddy first.
Oh.
Is
They
there-
dump the holy water on the bones, and he turns into a light show and
he looked like
disappears.
yeah,
he looked like
stupid.
Chris Sarandon's character in
Yeah.
Fright Night when the sun hits
Great
him.
movie.
So, has there ever been 2 funerals in one horror film? There's,
I don't know.
Wes Craven just throws these funerals.
I
in
don't
his
know the
movies.
Final Destination series, but a lot of kids get picked off one by
oh,
one
they go
there, so I don't
funeral
know.
back to a funeral.
I don't know. I've only seen the first
I've
two.
never seen the
And this
first
again,
one, I think.
this shot looks. This is an Italian feel to this movie. It looks like a graveyard shot out of like House by the Cemetery or
Or your favorite movie?
City of the Living
Man.
Dead,
Cemetery Man.
Cemetery.
Della
Man.
Morte dell'Amore.
Yeah, they all look the same. And this has the same kind of look to it. So
Do you think Freddy Krueger was an engineer?
I don't know because I don't know what the fuck an engineer is.
Yeah, what are you talking
8
about?
out of 10.
Della Morte dell'Amore,
Uh,
Frances.
Every time I think about it, it just gets worse.
He's an engineer. You did watch that movie, right?
Another reason I think this
Unfortunately.
has another reason I think this has kind of an Italian feel to it is John Saxon is in a lot of Italian horror movies. So maybe I don't know, there just feels like there's an Italian flair to this. So
In a good way.
that factors into, by the way, the nun is the mom of Freddy.
Yeah, it
Find
turns
out
out
at
she's
the end.
Amanda Kruger.
And that's it, the movie ends and we get some docking. So
Dream Warrior.
Yeah.
Do you want to sing the whole thing? Or?
Alright.
No, I won't.
You want me to go first?
Go first.
I never go first. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because of the effects and Dawkins. That's really it. I don't like the acting in this. I don't think the dialogue is good in any of these movies. It just progressively gets worse. This dialogue is really bad. The dialogue, not the acting per se, but the dialogue is. Which one do you think has worse dialogue?
1.
This dialogue, they're like, "Where are we going? Our last group. He's even
5.
stronger than ever now." Just, it's bad dialogue. 5, I don't know if 5 has bad dialogue. I don't remember.
I'm sure it does. That's why I threw that out there.
Watching 4 last night, 4 has better dialogue than this. It's more real. This is stilted. This is very stilted. But the effects are great. This is when Freddy starts being real fun, I guess.
He's
But
not overly fun.
It
though.
gets way
He's
too
not.
worse.
fun.
He's not
Yeah.
crazy fun.
But this is pretty good. I like seeing John Saxon again, and I don't know, the story was okay. But I think you're right that they call it Dream Warriors, and these people don't really
lot of
do
them are weak.
anything. Yeah, in fact, they don't even kill Freddy. It's just some holy water.
And they
real
can't
hell.
even get together without Kristen even being there.
Yeah. So, I like the soundtrack, and I like Freddy a little bit in this one, and I The effects. It's a good horror movie it's an effects-driven horror movie. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Who's next?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It ranks up there with the first one. I liked it better than the second one. I thought, unlike you, I thought the acting was better. I mean, there's legit people who would go on to become actors.
But they
and
didn't do
actresses.
a great job in this.
No, well, Sorry Cat. Was this her first movie? I think it was.
Might have
She
been.
did an okay job. She could
She
scream.
did. Yeah,
she
she did.
fucking screamed
Yeah.
a bunch in this movie.
Yeah.
Some of her...
And we
I
forgot
guess-
Joey. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we forgot Joey when he finally talked for the first time. He screamed and broke all the people out of the mirror.
yeah.
We skipped over that whole thing.
That was
Yeah.
weak. It was a very weak ending.
Yeah. I didn't like
Like,
it. That's my power, I can talk.
he didn't
Wow.
even have... Now, if they would
Well,
have
he's a
brought
mutant.
back Mark Patton to scream, that kid had a high-pitched scream
He
that
was
could
the
break
scream
glass.
queen.
I probably would have screamed like that too if that shit was happening to me, man.
I'm not
Fuck.
making fun of it. I'm
Pussy.
just saying, Joey's scream didn't feel like it could break glass.
I'm a
but,
Joey.
I thought I liked the characters, most of the characters. And there was nobody that I was rooting for to die. No one was annoying. I liked King K was probably my favorite,
He's
Yep,
funny.
Yep.
which I've heard he doesn't last very long in part 4.
Nope.
Special effects work, not the special effects, but the animatronic stuff that they did was really good in this. It had I thought it had Freddy wasn't creepier, but the visuals were creepier. Like that, the very first dream, the house.
The dream sets were
Yeah.
really creepy, yeah.
I didn't think there were many slow parts in this. There wasn't any pacing. It got right into
I
it.
disagree.
Okay, I'm interested.
I'll tell you whenever it's my turn.
But Freddy was the perfect amount of funny and creepy. It wasn't over the top.
Died that buffalo.
Yeah. My wife is a number 1.
So, and I thought, again, this is one of those things where Frank Darabont just has the guy. I don't think he can do much wrong. He's got everything he does. There's something good about it. This was where I started questioning how Elm Street works. And I mean, I know that they say these are the kids, the last remaining kids, Elm Street kids, but so if these kids moved out of this town, would say like New Jersey, would Freddy go haunt them in New Jersey?
Is time and place a
So,
thing
is
for Freddy?
Does it have to be in this town? Does it have to be on Elm Street? Is Weston Hills on Elm Street?
Yes, everything's
This
on
town
everything
is
in the town is
full,
on Elm
right?
Street,
Like-
yeah.
It's the longest road.
So, it's little plot points like that, but I didn't think it detracted too much from this one. I'm not, from what I've heard, looking forward to the rest of these, but I like this one.
Alright, Cobra.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. This was the first boobs I ever saw.
I knew that was where the extra point came
Yeah.
It was, but nostalgia first and foremost. It was probably one of the first horror movies I ever saw too, and I was scared of Freddy a little bit when I was younger.
It's creepy.
Coming back and watching 2 and 3, they're not as good as they would be if I was younger, but 3 has Dawkins. The music's good in it. The effects are good in it. I think there was just a little problem with the pacing whenever the dude was finding Amanda Kruger the second time. It was like a 10 to 12 minute thing that just kind of went on, and I'm like, we gotta get somewhere. And then we're back to the kids, and it picked up again towards the end. And the Wizard Master, his effects, the effects were terrible with that, but that's, it is what it is. It's 87.
His popped collar robe.
It just appeared on him. But the claymation of Freddy and the
Really
puppet, Philip's first dad, loved that. I thought it's awesome. And for that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
This movie had a little bit of everything as far as effects. Claymation, it had computer effects, it had practical effects, robotics, it was everything.
What was the budget on this?
I don't know.
I didn't write it down. First time I didn't write it down.
I would guess 12 million.
So you had said, John, that part 2. I think Cobra asked why did it take so long to make a part 3.
It wasn't well received.
I guess it wasn't that long. It was
So-
like 2 years.
And they were really working hard to bring back Wes Craven also.
Did they make more money off this one than part 2?
I think so.
I'm just asking, because if there was maybe not such a backlash against part 2.
This is what usually happens with
But why did
series,
everyone say, okay, part 2 kind of sucked, but I'm definitely going to go see part 3?
I think it had to do with the acting and bringing back Wes Craven and stuff like that.
I
Bring
wonder
back
how the
Nancy
marketing
and-
did, like
yeah.
Wes Craven's back, or
bringing Nancy back too, I think, is a big thing.
Yeah, and maybe that had something to do. I'm not sure what the marketing was, but I
That
just
was
wonder
probably what it was.
how this made more money than part 2 if there
And
was
if they
a
stuck
backlash.
any of the effects that Freddy became, like a snake or the TV.
If
remote.
they,
yeah.
if they
He
showed
would've
that,
like,
people would
whoa.
win.
He's not
Yeah.
just sticking somebody with his gloves.
He's off the wall.
Yeah, he's a worm. What?
I gotta see this.
Alright, that's it for this week.
Facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. We're on iTunes. We're on Podbean, and we're on YouTube now.
Thrill me.